So as always, if you're feeling okay, go with it, join in, and if you need to make some adaptations, you can, and I'll show you through, I'll demonstrate and talk you through those as we go along. So let's start. So feet in parallel, knees soft, and think about your lovely posture. So we're going to roll through the shoulders. Oh, thank you. Taking your time. Up, all the way back and around. Lower, push those shoulder blades back and down when you get to that back part here. So right the way down and push down. So really feel that push down here. So take your time, push. And again, keep going. Push. So feel open, opening out a little bit more each time. Up, back and down. Lovely. Soften through those knees. Pull those muscles in the belly in to support you. Have a deep breath, a big sigh and a smile for Monday. Lots of people go, oh, it's Monday. I love Mondays. It's the start of another great week, so it is what you make it, isn't it? So we're going to roll one. This time we're lifting the elbow a little bit more. Make sure you push the same thing, push that shoulder blade down. And then reset. So really taking your time here. Lift, feel that whole movement through the shoulder. Around the front of the shoulder, over the top, around the back. Lifting that elbow a little bit more each time. Lift, send that hand right down the back of the thigh now. So send it down, send it down. And just keep going while we pay some attention to our shoulders. Excellent. Keep breathing. Try not to hold your breath. Lovely. Okay, we're going to just pop our hands to the front and we're going to take a twist, but keep your hips to the front. Send that elbow behind and just come to the front. A little bit further back, so a little bit almost like pliability. So sending that elbow back, keeping the hips forward so you feel that rotation, that lovely stretch through the waist, maybe into the front of the opposite hip. And keep it going slowly, smoothly, trying to send that elbow back a little bit more each time. A little bit more. Take your eye gaze with you. Where can you see to? Can you see around to the other side or not quite? And then allow your hips to move. So you can see a little bit further around the back. Lovely. Getting a really big stretch. Excellent. Lovely. Hands come down and we're going to take that lateral bend. So reaching up, upright, and then just bending, keeping the knees soft. Coming back. Reset in the middle. Swapping sides. Just leaning. At first, keeping the hips nice and steady. So we really feel that stretch through the waist, through the sides of the ribs. And then we're going to start to push that hip out now. So push the hip out. And keep breathing. Keep changing. Alternating. So we're like a little banana shape. Just relaxing that hand at the bottom. Taking your time. Lovely, then we're going to come into a heel pump. So we're just into a gentle march here. Lifting the heels, working through the whole of the foot. Okay, so don't just lift your foot. Really peel the foot off if you can. Lifting the heel, coming onto the ball, and then lowering down. So we're not kind of taking our weight from one to the other. Our weight is steady in the center. And I'm just lifting, I'm just bending the knee, rolling through the hip. That's it, lovely. Then we're going to make it a little bit bigger. So we're going to add a knee bend. So adding that knee bend, dropping down a little bit. Sorry, I'll just turn my watch off. It's lovely. So adding in that arm move, making it bigger as we start to build up a little bit. So you're lifting one heel, dropping down, lift one heel. So it's an exaggerated walk. So starting to just get your heart rates going a little bit faster. Lovely. And then hold it there. Take your feet wide and just send your hips side to side. Push them out. And then we're going to come into a circle. So quite a wide circle. Trying to reach your hips as far as you can, even to the front and back. So softening through the knees, relaxing the shoulders. That's it. And then we're going to reverse direction. Lovely. That's it. So the top of your shoulders stay fairly still here. That movement is right through the hips. And then reverse again. So really taking some time to warm up the hips, the lower back. Lovely. And then we're going to come into a little knee drop and swing. So we reach, drop, let the hands go. So let the hands be heavy. Sink in through the knees, reaching up. Lovely. Excellent. Lovely. Couple more. Energizing. Last one. Fabulous. Woo, are we all right? Has that made you hot? Okay, so we're going to just start to roll down, but we're not going to stay down and roll down because I want to add on another movement in standing, but I just want to prepare your backs, your spines. So we're going to roll down to start with. So taking your time in stages. So just down to the knees like we did on Friday. The hands drop and are heavy and roll back up. Reset at the top and go again. Now, if you've got an achy back, I've got a bit of an achy back today, so I'm going to just hold it and I'm going to just sway side to side. So you might feel a point. You might get to a point and you can really feel some tightness. You can stay there, you can hold on to your elbows, or you can just let your arms dangle. To get up again, pull the muscles in your belly in and use those to pull you up to the top, roll through the shoulders, and we go again. So we drop the chin, roll down. Just another inch lower this time. So taking your time to just go a little bit lower each time. Stay there if you need to. Or roll back up if you're happy to. Rolling through the shoulders at the top. And then we go again. Feeling each vertebrae. Any sticky bits, just give them a bit of love and hold it there and move, wiggle, jiggle. In whichever way you feel comfortable. Sometimes it helps to move your hips side to side. Or drop your arm a little bit further. Rolling through your shoulders. Still rolling back up. This time we're taking the hands above. We're bending through the knees and into a small back bend. So I gaze up to the ceiling and come back down again. So full range of movement there. Taking your time to roll down and rolling back up. So I'm nearly at my ankles now. I'm taking my time here. And I'm rolling back up. So as you come into the back bend, bend through the knees, really brace the muscles in the belly. If you want to take your hands together, you can. Bend and just lean back. Keep breathing. Reset. And rolling down again. This time we should be near to the ankles or to the floor. And we're just going to hold it here. Drop the head, drop the chin to chest. And then we take a little transfer of weight from one leg to the other, just side to side. And then we're going to start to bend one knee and then the other knee. So working through the hamstrings here. Really taking your time. If you've been out gardening, this can be quite nice to stretch off the backs of the legs. So just walking those knees. And then we're going to roll back up. And then just pump those heels. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to come into a little sun salutation. So we're going to take our hands up to the centre. As we bring the hands down, we hinge from the hips, hands to the floor or to the ankles. I'll come to the side. Then we come into a flat back. So just holding onto the shins or the thighs, pushing the crown of the head away, pushing the coccyx away so you have length through the spine. And then rolling down again, bend the knees and rise. Hands come up. And we repeat. So send those arms away, hinge from the hips, into flat back, hands to the shins, lengthen and breathe. Lovely, roll down. Bend the knees one more time, hands up and hinge from the hips, hands to the shins, flat back, breathe, feel that beautiful stretch in the backs of the legs, the spine, bend the knees, soften and come up to standing, walking through those heels again. Lovely. Okay. One more in roll down. So we're going to roll down again. Just taking your time. Working through the shoulders and the chest. So we're going to keep one hand on the floor. Now either lift the elbow or the whole arm reaches up. So we have one hand on the floor, one hand reaching up to the ceiling. And then drop that hand down and swap sides. Anybody with shoulder injuries, do what you can. Sometimes it helps. Just lift that elbow and take your eye gaze with you. And just swapping sides. Reaching nice and high. Little pups in. Trying to join in on Zoom. That's it. And last time. From here, we're going to bend the knees, drop the bottom, walk the hands out, have a sit down, and grab a drink if you need to. I forgot to top my water up. Oh, so that's your warm up. Let me just turn this heating down. Okay, let's continue with those lovely stretches through the hamstrings. So feet are nice and wide. And just adjust your flesh, as it were. And I want you to relax your thighs and the backs of the thighs. And for now, we're just going to stretch out, down, sending the hands down one leg, keeping your chest lifted. So we're not rolling through the shoulders. I'm watching Jane's dog here. She's sat right here. It's lovely, isn't it? Oh, she's beautiful. Is it a he? I can't remember. It's Briar, isn't it? I can't remember if it's a he or a she. Okay. Take a deep breath in and a breath out, and just try to lower your chest a little bit further down. Just stretching through the back of the hip here. And trying to keep the other cheek on the floor. It's easy to let it lift up. And just walking your hands up. Resetting at the top. We're going to come to the centre, so just walking your hands to the centre. And it doesn't matter how far you can or can't get. We're just trying to stretch out the hips today. The backs of the hips. Just breathing, trying to keep that head lifted so your spine is in neutral, your neck is in alignment. And then we walk back up and then down the other leg. So just sliding the hands down. So your eye gaze is probably about to your ankle. Keep breathing. Feel that stretch at the back of the leg. Fabulous. And taking a breath in and a breath out to see if you can just drop a little bit further. If you can't, it's fine. And then sliding back up. Lovely. And then we're going to come, we did this on Friday, so we're going to send the hands forwards and just reach forwards to me. So we're reaching upwards and pushing away. Keep breathing. Lovely. And then come back in. Okay. So we're going to come into our lovely saw. So we're going to, it's like an adapted saw. So we're going to reach to the outside of the opposite leg and start at the knee and then just send that hand down. The hand at the back pushes away and come back up to center. And then changing sides. So it's sending the hand along the outside of the leg, pushing the hand behind you away, eye gaze kind of right in between those arms, almost towards the back. And we're going to stay with this movement just a few times. So sending the hands down, rotating through the waist, the ribs, feeling that diagonal stretch coming up and changing sides. That lovely stretch through the back of the shoulder blade. And let's do one more time each side. Pushing, reaching. So this time push those fingers away towards the bottom of the foot and behind you. So really opening out the chest here. And come up to center. And last time, sending those hands away. Pushing, pushing. Breathing and come up to center. And reset on those sit bones. So this time we're going to pop fingertips, first fingers and thumbs together. First fingers are on your chin, thumbs are on your chest. We're going to keep these elbows down, okay, and to your sides. And so lots of rotations today, and taking your time to just turn to one side, keeping those fingers touching, so leading, pulling back with that elbow, but keeping them in and dropped. Those shoulders are dropped down. Return to center and breathe. Try not to hold your breath as we rotate to the other side. And you might find differences in the side, in how far you can go. Really take your time here. To the center. And let's go one more each side. Lovely, and back to center, fabulous. Okay, we're going to just pop our feet one foot behind and the other foot. So both feet are kind of bent to one side. And we're just going to take a stretch again. So we're going to turn around, we're going to take a rotation, and we're going to take our hands forward and we're going to drop our heads down, our chest down, walk your hands out and just lower your body towards the floor. Thinking about where you can feel that stretch. So you might feel it in the belly, in the hips, in the front of the hips, the back of the hips. And then pushing away and up, walking back in. We're going to go again. Oh, he's doing zoomies now. come around. So taking your weight through your hands, through your wrists, lower down, walk your hands down and lower the head, the chest down towards the floor. Big push up. And we're going to change sides. So just working through mobility, stretching here. Reset and take your hands around. Hands through, the weight through the wrists, walking those hands out. And just lowering the chest, the head down towards the floor again. Noticing the stretch in maybe your ribs, the waist. You might feel it towards the back. And coming up, pushing up. Coming back to centre. And we're going to go again one more time this side. So turning around, taking the weight through the hands, lowering down, walking the hands out. And pushing up. And while we're here, we're going to come onto all fours now. So coming straight into diagonal pointer. So I'll go the other way. So we start by taking one hand and the opposite leg pushes out to the front and to the back of the room. And then we take those arms out to the diagonal, bring them back into alignment and bring them back in. And without moving the body too much, transfer the weight to the other side. So we're pulling the muscles in the belly in here, sending those hands out and away, and then sending them out to diagonal. So really, you keep going, I'm going to watch you. Really trying to think about that length through the body. Really pushing the fingertips away, the toes away, thinking about length through the legs. So try not to bend through the knee. That's it. Making sure you reset each time, transferring weight as if you've got that cup of tea, glass of wine on your back, on your hips. Lovely. Good. And keep going. I want you to really slow it down now. So slow down as you push those hands, the feet out, slow it right down. As you lengthen and lift, slow it down. Take your time to just hold. Make sure you're lengthened and then we open, pushing away through that diagonal plane. Push, push, push. Bring it back to centre and then slowly in. So we're super, super slow. Super, super slow. Feel the difference. Notice. Push those fingers away, the toes away. And then we open. Try not to let that hip push out as it gets tired. And one more each side. Lovely. Excellent. Staying on all fours then. We're going to work through our plank. So we're in all fours. We're going to walk our hands away into 3/4 plank. Hold it there. Try not to drop the hips too far. So think about pulling those muscles in the belly in. So I'm not kind of dropping my hips towards the floor. And just breathe. Push those shoulders away from the ears. Toes are relaxed. And I know that you're on your kneecaps, but it's fine. And we're going to push back. So walk the hands back into an all fours position. And we walk out again. So all your weight is through your hands, through the heels of the hands. This time we're going to bend the toes. We're going to curl the toes up underneath. And we're going to straighten one leg. We're going to drop that knee onto the floor. We're going to straighten the other leg and drop. Straighten and drop. Straighten. Now if you want to, you can take kind of a walk here. So you've momentarily got both knees lifted, or you can stay with a single knee lift. So just taking your time to lift and lower. Or you can hold in a full plank and push back through the heels. Shoulders over wrists. And then drop those knees. Take the knees wide, sit back into child's pose. Push those hands away, drop the head onto the mat, send the bottom back and down, and just hold. Really finding length again from the fingertips to the coccyx there. Moving from side to side if you need to. Adjusting. And coming back up onto all fours. Okay, we're going to come back to thread the needle. So, how does that look? Push those shoulders away. Pull the muscles in the belly in. And we send the back of the hand through the hand and the knee, dropping the shoulder onto the floor. Feeling that stretch into the back of the shoulder. With a big push through the heel of the hand, push your body weight up, up, up. And come onto all fours again and change sides. Sliding that hand, the back of the hand down along the floor, allowing the shoulder to drop. Just feeling the stretch into the back of the shoulder. And pushing up. And repeating. So take your time. Lovely. Fabulous. Okay, and then from here, if you need to, just sit back and roll out your wrists. You should be okay. We're going to go back onto all fours though, as we work through our lovely triceps. We love tricep work, don't we? Right, so if you can, or if you have trouble with the tricep, you can come into a box position and just bend the elbows so the face drops in between the hands, okay? That's your easiest position, and if you're injured, so here. But making sure the weight is through your hands, not back into the knees, okay? So you're still taking all your body weight through the elbows, through the wrists. If you're feeling okay today, the head drops in front of the hands. I can't do it today because I'm injured, but I'll show you that it should be kind of here. So chest drops in between the hands. That's it, lovely. And any position in between is fab. So if you can just be in a box and do it, lower and lift, great. If you can take your weight further forward, and it might be that you drop your knees back, or just taking that weight through the wrists, through the heels of the hands. Good, taking your time. That's it. Lovely. Brilliant. Good. And then we're going to roll over onto our sides and do some work on our sides. Oh, I've got my ball here today. Lovely. So drop right down onto your shoulder. Have a cushion or a ball if you need to. Excellent. We're going to bend the knees and we're going to take one foot along the length of your mat, and we're going to lift. We're going to lift, and then we're going to just hold it there, and we're going to circle backwards like a small tea plate, slowly and controlled. The foot is relaxed for now. So hips are stacked, one hip is on top of the other. If you need to pop your hand in front of you to support yourself, you can. So we're going to reverse direction. So slowly, controlled. Lovely. And then we're going to flex the foot. We're going to flex the foot and we're going to go reverse direction. So flexed, so the toes are pulled up towards the kneecap. Small circle, slow circle. Lovely, and then we're going to reverse direction. So that little leg might start to be shaking a little bit. If you need to momentarily have a little rest, you can. And then we're going to point the toes, reverse direction. So lots of work through this hip, lots of repetition. So trying to think about keeping that leg down the length of the mat, trying not to let it come forwards. Reverse direction again. And you might need to just support yourself with that bottom arm now, because we're going to change. We're going to bend that knee up towards the elbow, and then we're going to push away and lengthen. Now you can add the arm in as well, but you don't have to. So we knee to elbow, push away. Knee to elbow, push away. Lovely. And again, knee to elbow, push away. And keep going. So a big crunch here and a push. Knee to elbow and push. That's it. I'm trying to watch you. Big stretch here. That's it. Big extension. And one more. Lovely. And then send that knee forwards and onto the mat and give yourself a rub and a whack if you need to. Could you feel that into your hip? Or are you okay? If you're okay, give me a thumbs up. Lovely. It was that Barbara, I could see like a little thumb waving in the air. Okay. So we did this on Friday as well. So legs, so try and get your legs in line. So your bottom leg is bent and that top leg, rest it on it for now. So your knees touch, but your leg is outstretched. And then we're going to lift. We're going to turn the toes down towards the ceiling. And we're just going to pump up and down. Up and down. Lovely. Really working the outsides of the thigh, the glutes. That's it. Keep breathing. Control it. So lift and lower. Lift and lower. So this is a slow move. Lift and lower, lift. We're going to hold it up and we're going to pulse. So 8. You can count. 3, ouch, 2, 1. Lower that knee. Oh, excellent. And just rest that leg there. Fabulous. Good. We're going to roll onto our fronts and we're going to come into a glute squeeze. So all we're going to do for now, you can rest your head on the ball if you want to, or the floor. And we're just going to squeeze the bottom, the thighs, so the toes lift, point the toes and lower. Relax. Squeeze the glutes, the thighs, point the toes. Keep breathing. And relax and lower. Again, lift, squeeze, and lower, and lift, squeeze. Now, we're going to stay in this position. We're going to bend one leg, and we're going to push down through the hands, brace the abs, and we're going to push the heel up to the ceiling. So we lift and lower. So trying to get that thigh off the floor, pushing the heel up towards the ceiling. Slowly. That's it. So you've got a flexed foot, your knee is bent. Keep going. And we're going to lift and hold it there. Tiny little pulses. Push, 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 push. Keep going. 4 more. And rest and lower that foot down. Other side. So bend through the knee, flex the foot, lift and lower. So you've got a big squeeze going on through the glutes. So lots of hip and glute work today. Big push and a squeeze. Push, lift that heel towards the ceiling. Push. Lovely. Keep it going. Last one, then we hold, and then tiny little presses to the ceiling. Tiny little presses. And keep going. You've not finished yet. And 4, 3, big squeeze. And lower that leg. Then we're going on to the other side. So you can either roll away from me or just flip and turn to the other side as we come on to the other leg. So get yourselves in position. Bend that one knee and the top leg is extended, but knees are touching. That's it. So, and we lift and lower with a relaxed foot to start with. Relaxed, relaxed. So just lifting up and down, taking your time. That's it. Lift and lower. Lovely. And then we're going to point the toes. Actually, that leg was down the mat, wasn't it? Was it? I can't remember. No, I don't think it was. I think your knees were together. That's it. Lift and lower with pointy toes. Same thing, but flex that foot now. So a big squeeze. So squeezing those toes towards the knees. And keep lifting and lowering. Nice and controlled. Nothing too quickly. Nothing too quick or fast. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. And then we're going to bring that knee to the elbow. Send it away. Knee to elbow. Little crunch here. Send it away. Knee to elbow. That's it. Keep going. Fabulous. And then lengthen that leg down along the length of the mat. Heels turn up, toes down, and lift and lower again. So lift, big squeeze. And you don't have to go too high here, especially if you can feel it anywhere that's making you feel uncomfortable. So just a lift and lower, but controlled. That heel is really pushing up to the ceiling and the toes are pointing down. That's it. Lift and lower. And then bring that knee right in front of you and have a little stretch off. Fabulous. Back onto your bellies. So into prone position. So lovely. Fabulous. So this time we're going to work through a little chest raise. So, and a V. So we're going from V to W. So we're going to lift the chest. So I want you to just spread those toes out on your mat. So you've got wide feet. And I want you to try not to hold your breath here. So we lift the chest, we bring those elbows down towards the waist, and then we send the hands out to the diagonal so you're in a V shape. Keep breathing. Squeeze those elbows right back to the waist, to your W. Lower, release and rest. That head on the hands. And we go again. So we lift the chest, squeeze the elbows to the waist. We push away into the V. Squeeze back into W. Lower down. And rest. Rest the bottom. And go again. So squeeze. Push away. Squeeze. and lower. You've got a naughty pup today. Squeeze. We should film you, Jane, not me. Squeeze. And lower. We'll send it in to Jeremy. What is it called? You've been framed. Squeeze. Push away, trying to keep that chest lifted. Squeeze. And lower. Can you give me one more? I love this move, but I know some of you don't. So squeeze. Push away, keep that chest lifted. Squeeze again. Lower down. Whew. Breathe. And make your way onto your backs. So take your time. And just take your time to roll over onto your backs and have a little rest. So actually, while you're on your back, hug your knees into your chest and give your spine a little stretch. When we're in back extension, it's nice to just come into the opposite stretch. So hug your knees in. Roll side to side. Just massaging the spine. And then making a circle with your knees. We're not done yet. We've got tabletop to do and bridge. Okay, so we're going to come into tabletop. So we bend one knee and set it, so 90 degrees at the hip, 90 at the knee. And then we set the other, bring the other knee up to join it. Relax the feet off. And all we're going to do is just a single leg tap down. So we keep that 90 degrees in the knee and we hinge from the hip and we tap down. And we swap sides. So think about that hinge. We're not bending the knee anymore. So that foot taps away, quite a distance away from you. Keep that strength through the core as we just tap down and lift. So barely tapping the floor and lifting, barely tapping and lifting. Lovely. Excellent. Keep going. Lovely. And hold it there. Arms are going to go out wide. We're going to keep both the shoulders pinned to the floor. Our feet, our knees and hips stay in 90, and we're going to drop the knees towards the floor. So you'll only get so far without your shoulder on the opposite side lifting off. So at that point, I want you to brace the core, pull those abs in, use that strength through your belly to lift those knees back to center and reset. If you need to reset your knees and your hips, do it there, and then we drop to the other side. Take your time and use that core strength to pull your knees back up to the center. So going from one side to the other, slowly, slowly. Lovely. Keep going. One side. So working through the obliques here. And last one, each side. That's it. Lovely. And then just rest those feet on the floor. We're not quite done yet. So we're going to take our elbows wide, our fingers to temples, and we're going to keep our elbows away so we don't bring them in towards each other. They stay away from each other. We're going to come back to tabletop, and we're going to aim to get one shoulder towards the opposite knee. So we bring that knee in and we reset. And then we bring the opposite shoulder towards the knee, reset. So the shoulder to the knee, not the elbow. So lift. You can straighten the other leg if you want to. So a few options. Coming back to centre each time. Trying to keep that elbow wide and away. That's it, keep going. Nice and slowly. Slowly is harder, isn't it? Sorry about that. Lovely. And then rest those feet down. Come into a full body stretch. Send the feet away. Hands go overhead. Relax those shoulders, the elbows if you can onto the floor behind you. Point the toes. We're going to come into bridge so that we're going to stretch off those hip flexors. They're probably a bit tight now and a bit burny. Okay, so we're going to bring the arms down. We're going to walk the heels in towards the bottom and we're going to roll up slowly into a bridge. Roll up. In your own time. Lifting. Squeezing at the top as high as you can and lowering down. Taking your time, really enjoy this. The bridge is so good for us. We can get a stretch, put work through the spine, through the glutes. Just lowering and lifting, working through each vertebrae. Trying not to let the knees splay outwards when you come up to that full bridge. When we come up to the bridge next time, I'm going to walk the heels in a little bit. Hands can be relaxed onto the floor, so lift those hips up to the ceiling. A big squeeze. And from here, we're going to just straighten one leg. So we're going to lift the heel, straighten one leg, drop it down. Then we straighten the other. So we're just transferring weight one side to the other. Taking your time to pop that foot back down into position. Lovely. Keep those hips high if you can. Lovely. Excellent. Couple more times. Hold the hips high and I want you to pulse. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So you're pushing your hips up, squeezing the bottom. Each time, trying to get the hips a little bit higher. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Slowly melt the spine back down. And hug those knees into chest again. Lovely. Rock and roll. So roll those knees side to side again. Just gently, and then in a circle in one direction. And then the other. And then side to side again. Lovely. And then make yourselves comfy, however that may look. So you might want to just get a top on or sit on the sofa. Or sit up against the wall, get a cushion. And just rest. Lovely. Okay, so start by just taking some deep breaths in through your nose. And out through your mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Just take your time here. Take your time to relax your body bring some calm. So try to, if you're lying down, try to just allow your toes to rest outwards, so let them flop out to the side. And just breathe. Just really taking your time to get into this moment. Find the calm in your body, in the space around you. Just notice the sounds. What can you hear? I can hear birds out in the garden. Just thinking about these brighter mornings, the brighter evenings, the difference in the temperature that comes with the change of season. Making the most of the time you have. So relaxing through the shoulders, relaxing through the fingers, down to the fingertips, relaxing the belly and the lower back and the bottom, the muscles in the thighs, behind the knees, the calves and the feet, spreading out the toes and just letting go. Working your way back up through your body, around the outer edges, around the fingers, up around the shoulders to the neck, into the face. Relaxing all those muscles in the face. Taking that tension away from the cheekbones, the eyelids, the eyebrows and the forehead. Around the temples, the jaw, relaxing the teeth, separating them, relaxing the lips, and just bringing your awareness to your breath and how it feels, regular and probably quite shallow by now, and that's fine. Just taking a moment for yourself to enjoy the quiet, enjoy that calm in your body. And then we just start to bring our awareness to the outside again. What can you hear? Thinking about the rest of your day, starting to bring some movement into your toes, your feet. Drawing the heels towards the bottom. Just taking time to wake your body up in whatever way that may be. And then rolling onto your sides and making your way up to a seated position. Taking your feet in front of you, sitting upwards. We're going to make a circle with our hands, just a small circle. And bring your hands together and down into your heart space. Turn your hands down and make a small circle. Take a breath in. Bring your hands down. And last time, hands down. Hands into your heart space and give yourself a little mini round of applause, or a big round of applause if you like. Well done, lovely people. Well done for another great Pilates class, and have a great day. We're not here on Friday, we're not here on Monday, it's Easter weekend, so enjoy your weekends, enjoy your Easter. Be safe out and about with your six if you're going out to meet people, and have a great day.